And so one of the best storytellers and filmmakers in the Philippines right now, Gabi Malvar. What's up, sir?
Hi, how are you?
It's interesting because you were kind of there before and there during and there right now, right? So like in that journey, has storytelling evolved when the digital platforms came? And how did it evolve, sir, in your opinion?
Storytelling is a thing in itself. When I mentioned the other types of content, they may or may not be storytelling. Okay, I'm just saying
they may
that,
not be storytelling, yes.
But
Yes.
again, some people like, oh, this is entertainment. A husky playing around at home, waiting for the owner. There might not be an end to that, but it's entertaining. I like
Yes.
those too.
Yes.
So is that storytelling? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. So storytelling in the strict sense of the word, as we're going to talk about, parang feature, parang storya talaga, okay? So we'll define it as that for our discussion. Since time immemorial, parang pang sinauna, di ba, you always have village storytellers, oral
Yes.
tradition and all that. So it's always been part of society. Kwentuhan, kwento. Some are like to transfer tradition, to transfer mores, to pass on.
Legacy.
So may kwento talaga. Okay.
Yeah.
Before, campfire setting lang noong unang panahon.
Yes.
Nag-evolve depending on how media evolves, how people interact, o ganyan. 40 years ago, you only had TV and you only had radio. So let's say you have the War of the Worlds, for instance, was heard on the radio. Di ba? Parang ganon. Now, there was a movie to that. The panahon ng TV. So,
Hang on. Did you just say War of the Worlds was on the radio?
yeah. It was a radio story. It was read. Okay. In fact, during that time, if I remember correctly, when it was first broadcast, some people were panicking because they thought it was actually happening.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Okay. So that evolved, di ba? Ngayon, TV before, you only had like 5 channels. So you were only limited. And then, like, evolved. Then you have movies, you have cable, so forth and so on. Now you have smartphones. Okay, so it's more content and stories are now being pushed to you to the point that you can just pick up your phone and be 24 hours on the phone.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
To the point whereas before, the term content is a new construct. Okay?
Yeah.
In the sense that I have a channel, I need to put out content.
Yes.
Diba? Sometimes when you read YouTube, diba, yung mga comments, parang, hey man, I like your content.
Yeah.
Or whether it's Instagram, YouTube, I like your content. So people need to put out something. So sometimes it could be a picture of your food, your lunch. It could be a reaction video. People have this appetite to consume something. Let's talk about Denis Villeneuve, who directed so many films, di ba?
Ooh.
Sicario,
Blade Runner.
okay,
2049.
Arrival, okay.
Yeah.
So probably his whole life, ang buong buhay niya, he has a portfolio of maybe, 9 or 10 films. He's a filmmaker, right? Okay, so dati, I'm a filmmaker, he would say that. Or let's say, Ernest Hemingway, how many books did he write? How many novels did he write? Right? Or how many articles? So he's a writer. He's a filmmaker. He's a musician. He's a painter. Ganyan. He's a photographer.
Yes.
Ngayon, in the context of the modern world, parang he's a filmmaker. Is he a content producer? Diba? Kasi with content, with a channel, I'm supposed to always put out something. So napunta sa I am a content producer, I need to put out. Sometimes without even, parang nawala yung craft, napunta sa content. Right? You go to, let's say, Inarritu. If you go to him, oh, I like your content. Or Spielberg, I like your content. Do you think he'll be offended?
I think he will. He will.
Diba? So I think he will be offended. I don't make content. I make films. That's probably what he'll say, diba? Or if you go to Picasso, I like your content. I'm not a content producer. I make paintings. So if I only make 3 books or 4 paintings, maybe it's not enough to have a channel because yung output mo ko konti, di ba? But, so you're not, parang, So what I'm saying, there's nothing good or bad. I'm just saying there's a change.
Yes.
There's a change, right? There's a change. So someone who may be running her Instagram, I have a nice body, my photo on the beach, I'm wearing this for this brand and this brand. You're putting out content. But What's the proposition? What's the value proposition? Is it just entertainment? Hey, you're pretty. Ganyan. There maybe has to be something more. Let's say, so going to kunyari, advertising, as you said, is there a gap in storytelling? So what is out there to be consumed, stories, is just one aspect of what's out there. So you have to ask yourself, mawawala ba yan? Or tagang we'll just follow people taking photos of their food or of their cat? Or is there a thirst for storytelling? I think there is. That's why Netflix is doing well right now. You want to watch movies, you want to watch documentaries, you want to watch telenovelas.
I think there is, for sure. For example, if filmmaking is an art form, I feel like producing content or being a content creator, content generator is an art form in itself. Though driven by different motivators and intentions, I feel like it's also an art, because like all these content generators they're forced to become filmmakers, they're audio engineers, they become, whether or not I agree with you na talagang it has the digital platforms has caused this shift and change, thereby forcing these brands to rethink the way they communicate or attract or talk to their audience. I was reading this book, the marketing book by Alan Bibb, and he was saying, see, here's the problem with brands. We think that when we start a business, we need to lose our personality and we have to be professional sounding, and we don't even use the same words that we would use when we converse. Well, the truth is, people buy you, people buy the person, people buy the story, right? It's not the packaging that you're gonna do and how you position. It's really storytelling. And I think there is a hunger for stories just as much as there's also like hunger for content that don't make you think. You know what I mean? Look at cats and look at dogs and like you laugh at it. Diba? Diba? But there's also moments when you get caught by a web series or you watch Netflix or you watch documentaries because you feel like, I need something that engages and really kind of gets me going, right? And so, do you feel like brands need to think about storytelling more, sir, especially at this season, especially at this time?
It's also a function of the change in platforms. Whereas before, when it used to be just TV, you had to place an ad, a 30-seconder, a 60-seconder, in between shows. Diba?
Yeah.
Ngayon, your TV is pretty much old media, right? So, you're going to have to compete for attention in the digital world. Right? And then they can just, I don't want this. I'm going to
unfollow, unsubscribe.
Scroll, unsubscribe. Diba? Ganun eh.
Yes,
so you're going to have to be more engaging. Okay? Storytelling per se is a function of execution. Kahit ang ganda ng kwento mo, hindi mo ma-execute ng tama, hindi ka rin papansinin. Diba? So it's not storytelling per se. I think how you engage people at the outset. Having said that, though, people's appetites have also changed.
Yeah.
So if they see something like, oh, this is advertising, I don't like it. So for you to make a dent, for me to watch your brand, don't make it look like it's advertising. There are a lot of good storytellers. There are a lot of idea generators. So for instance, in an agency, you have your creatives. But the thing is, sometimes it's the bureaucracy that kills them. So the layers of decision making and the layers of people say, tweak this. So a breakthrough idea sometimes gets killed in the bureaucracy. So by the time it gets to the final approval, hindi na yun yung kwento.